FC coming up.
The Birmingham next.
Mic check, Furco. Okay. Come on, computer.
Of course. All right, there we go. Come on. All right. Got it. Sure. Mic check.
Yeah, Furco, I'm here. Nah, I'm just messing with you. I didn't say anything.
The Birmingham Legion got off to a tough start to the 2025 season last week with a loss to Loudoun United, and they look to get into the win column this week against one of the top teams in the USL as Louisville City FC got an impressive win on the road at Charleston Battery last weekend. It's the second game of the season for both the Birmingham Legion and Louisville City FC next. Birmingham Legion FC looks to rebound from a disappointing outing to open the season last week, as they have a tall task ahead of them, though, against one of the top teams in the USL. It's Birmingham Legion FC against Louisville City FC from the Magic City of Birmingham. As we welcome you into Protective Stadium in Birmingham, a happy game day. James Hardy with you, along with Morgan Copes. And Morgan, it was a tough start to the season for Birmingham last week.
It was, and polar opposite for Louisville City. They go on the road to Charleston and get 3 points. A huge, huge road win for them.
And Louisville looks to duplicate that this week as they have another deep roster this season.
They do, and they're bringing in the goal scorer from last week. Both goal scorers will be in the starting 11. Here you see Serrano getting his first of this season with an assist from Goodrum, who's also in there. They do give up a goal on a set piece today, but Damian lost it. There's not really much a goalkeeper can do about this, so I wouldn't really fault him for that. And then the game winner here from Perez. He goes, maybe not the most beautiful goal, but it still counts the same, and Lou City walk away with 3 points on the road.
And when you look at Birmingham last week, they got a goal in the first couple of minutes from Jake Root.
It did, and here he is nodding it home. Great service from Torres. They'll need some more of that today to take advantage of set pieces, but credit to Loudon last week. They came in and immediately after got their first goal, made it 1-1. Not really much Matt Van Oken can do about that. Tough spot here. Abukora comes in and smashes that home to make it 2-1, and then Loudon gets another early in the second half. So Tommy Sohn and his guys will have to be switched on for a full 90 minutes. They cannot take a break for a moment against this Louisville City team who can punish you in all sorts of ways.
Louisville looks to go 2-0 to start the season, as Birmingham Legion FC and Louisville City FC coming up next.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Patayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. I really like the marinated chicken breast because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. It's highlighting the flavors in the chicken. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Moments away from getting the second game of the season underway for Birmingham and Louisville City FC, as we'll take a look first at our starting 11 for both teams for today. First, Morgan for Louisville.
Yes, and I would expect Goodrum to kind of push up top, but Serrano, Perez, and Goodrum, all guys who were involved in both of their goals last week. But look for Louisville to push forward. They're going to press high, put a lot of pressure on Legion FC in this back line.
And then for Birmingham Legion FC, you look as far as an important addition back into the starting lineup after serving last week, at least sitting out due to a red card suspension.
Yeah, Enzo Martinez is back. That'll be great, a welcome addition for Legion FC. But there will be no Fanuel Kavita today, so Jake Roof and Kos will be sliding in as the center backs. Should be an interesting day. It'll be a tough matchup because Louisville will press high, so they're going to have to build out of the back well.
Also, A.J. Patterson out today for Birmingham for a second consecutive week, as the Birmingham Legion FC are looking to bounce back into the win column, at least early on in the season for the first time this year. Kyle Johnston leads our officiating crew as the head referee for today's ball game. Also, some of the other officials assisting Kyle Johnston, Christian Little and Logan Reeves, the assistant referees, and then the fourth official, Deshaun Beard. And there you take a look for the home team, Birmingham Legion FC. Tommy Sohn in his 7th season as the head coach for Birmingham. He's been with the Legion FC for its entire existence since 2019. As some special outfits for Birmingham Legion FC today, as they're basically celebrating the St. Paddy's Day weekend with a little bit of green for the folks here in the Magic City today. And then there you take a look at Louisville City FC. They'll be wearing their purple tops and bottoms for the first time here in 2025. Louisville City FC coming off of a thrilling 2-1 win at the Charleston Battery last weekend, while a very disappointing home loss for Birmingham Legion FC to Loudoun United 8 days ago. This match was supposed to be played yesterday at 7 o'clock, but due to the rocky weather that thankfully, hopefully all of you that are watching in Birmingham and Central Alabama were able to get through yesterday, this match moved to a mid-afternoon today here in Birmingham.
Yeah, and that was a good call from the front office, both front offices as well as the league and the referees, to get involved and get on the horn together early in the week to make that decision. It's never easy to do that because there's all sorts of logistics and travel and hotel stays, etc. for Louisville. But you also have to think there's worry and things in homes for the folks in Birmingham that they have to look after. So hats off to both clubs, front offices, the referees, and the league for making this happen and switching this and keeping everybody safe.
Arturo Ordonez gets things kicked off as we welcome you to the 2025 USL Kickoff presented by Terminex. Throughout the month of March, the USL will be kicking off across the country. Join us for all the action on ESPN and CBS Sports platforms. And what are you looking for, especially for Birmingham, coming off of a very disappointing start to the season last week, Morgan?
Yeah, I want to see him be, maybe today, given the way that Louisville City play, maybe be a little bit more direct. Louisville City is going to almost be man-for-man all across the field, and they're going to press you high and look for great opportunities to get at you and put pressure on you when your back is to goal. So a little bit of Route 1 might make more sense for Legion FC today. Whereas Lou City needs to do the same thing that they always do, just be themselves and press high, win the ball high, and put goals in the back of the net.
And then when we talked with Danny Cruz earlier this week, he was very impressed as far as the performance from Dawson McCartney last week.
Yes, and Coach Sohn also had great things to say about him. You know, he said every time he puts him in a spot, in a new position, he's able to go out and he's able to perform and do well for the team. So, you know, Dawson McCartney, a key for Legion FC, but there are plenty of players on this team that can make you miss and make you pay for a mistake. So Louisville City will certainly have to be switched on and not take any time off today.
Louisville City scored both of their goals in their win at the Charleston Battery in the second half. In fact, the winning goal came in about the 77th minute. In fact, it was in the 77th minute from Adrian Perez to get Louisville City across the finish line successfully.
And it came not long after Charleston had gone down to 10 men from a red card. So Louisville City will have to play against 11, presumably, for the most of the match. But, you know, both teams are going to have to come out and feel each other out and see how each is going to approach this game.
Louisville City set to throw in, and I don't care how you have to get to the finish line successfully, especially to start the season, as we have a loose ball across the way, and it goes out of bounds. Coming in to this season, Louisville City had won their season opener in 5 straight seasons. Of course, they made that 6 last Saturday, and they're looking to go 2-0 to start the season for a 4th consecutive year.
Yeah, winning is not something that Louisville City is opposed to doing or not capable of. They certainly find themselves in the win column much more than they do in the L's.
Nice corner kick for Louisville City, but cleared out very solidly by Birmingham Legion's defense. Damian Loss and Matt Van Okel, both number 1s as far as their jersey number for the goalkeepers for both teams, as Birmingham Legion trying to create a little bit of action around midfield. Birmingham Legion got the season started quickly as far as their only goal in the first couple of minutes, but they certainly struggled the rest of the way against Loudoun United, as We have a header out of bounds, and it looks as if we're going to have our first Birmingham Legion corner kick of the day presented by Chick-fil-A.
Legion FC, a great opportunity. Maybe a little deja vu here to get up and get an early goal.
So see if the home team can get at least the game started off in good fashion, as it appears Kobe Hernandez Foster is set to trigger in the corner kick. Here comes the kick from Foster, a little low line drive. Goes along the line, and I think last touch by Louisville City. So we'll have a corner kick from the opposite portion of the field. So Birmingham Legion, at least an opportunity to try and a second try as far as maybe creating a goal scoring opportunity. And interesting for Louisville City, last week they actually only possessed the ball about 36% of the time last week, but they made their opportunities count certainly in the second half, as a missed chance that time, not exactly a good corner kick for Birmingham as they turned it over.
No, and Coach Sohn down on the sidelines is incensed, because that's a free opportunity to whip a good ball in and give your team a chance to score a goal. If you hit it too far or too high or too wide, or don't even almost get it in play in the first place, you lose that ability to score. And this is a great opportunity for Legion FC. They're going to have to take advantage of set pieces against this Louisville team.
Yeah, we'll take a second look at the second Birmingham Legion corner kick. And just as Morgan mentioned, Birmingham just really didn't have an opportunity as far as trying to convert an early goal and get on the board first. Birmingham trying to push the tempo, maybe a one-on-one opportunity. Not a bad idea, as that kick goes well into the stands.
Yeah, you could see that they're looking to get at Louisville the second they win the ball. I do like that from Legion FC so far. Obviously, we're only in the 6th minute, but an opportunity to get the ball forward as quickly as possible and release a guy like Ronaldo will ultimately pay dividends.
Indeed, Ronaldo Damas kicks it out of bounds for Birmingham Legion FC. Damian Lass gets it back into play as Louisville City trying to get the advantage in the field position. A Louisville City team that oftentimes last year they had possession as far as from game to game less than 50 and sometimes less than 45 or even 40% of the time in a typical match.
And there's plenty of people that will tell you it's not how long you have the ball, it's what you're able to do with it when you do have it that really matters. And Louisville City have made themselves known as a team who can certainly take advantage of opportunities to score in a very, very quick manner.
Louisville City set to kick things back in. Arturo Ordonez sizing the kick up and now moves it up the field. Birmingham Legion FC trying to take over possession. It's Louisville City FC trying to get at least the field position advantage here. Coming up on the 8th minute, still very early on in this second game of the season for both Birmingham Legion FC and Louisville City FC. Louisville City with 10 returning players from the 2024 roster that won the Eastern Conference last year. So very much a lot of chemistry returning for the 2025 season. So we'll take a second look as we have a little holding call that time on Birmingham. Enzo Martinez with the grab that time.
Yeah, and that's not a terrible foul. You don't want somebody breaking away from you, get an opportunity to run at your back line. That's what everybody would call a professional foul.
So a free kick coming on the east side of the field. Ray Serrano got it back into play and got a return pass, as now Louisville City trying to set up at least their first opportunity, true opportunity on goal. Passing across the way, Aiden McFadden, as Birmingham City trying to at least keep it away from Matt Van Oekel. as Van Oekel has it go by him, but good defense that time by Birmingham's Legion to clear it out of the attacking area. So solid job as far as the teamwork defensively for Birmingham. They're in their white and green tops today with the green bottoms. A little St. Patty's Day weekend celebration for Birmingham Legion FC. As Louisville City trying to get on the board as that's deflected out of bounds. And a good play that time for Birmingham's defense. Actually, a couple of good plays by Birmingham. As here you see Matt Van Oekel with an aggressive play and good team defense to support him for Birmingham.
Yeah, I nearly gave that up. Goodrum is not a player who is shy of contact, and so he will go through a defender if it means he will potentially score a goal, and he nearly did there just now.
Corner kick, the second of the day for Louisville City, as that's headed over the net, I believe, by McFadden. So Birmingham gets it back. Hey fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, be sure to follow at BHM Legion on Twitter or on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and download the Legion FC app today. So Matt Van Oekel ready to kick things back into play on the free kick. Nicely done by Van Oekel as far as pushing it up the field, but Louisville City trying to keep it alive. And we'll have a whistle, and looks as if a tripping foul just about at midfield. And here is our first yellow card of this Sunday afternoon. Our first Rubio Law Firm yellow card for this Sunday comes in the 11th minute of today's match.
Yeah, Enzo Martinez not getting a yellow card for pulling the shirt of a Louisville City player, getting it today, getting it this time.
There you see a good look right across the way. As Birmingham had 4 yellow cards last week, their first called today. So Enzo Martinez on the yellow card, as Louisville City FC has it. Both teams have at least had a decent look at the goals so far very early on. Louisville coming off of a thrilling win at the Charleston Battery last week. They want to try and start 2-0, and especially 2-0 on the road would be a nice way to get the 2025 season started for them as the offside flag comes up. And let's go ahead and bring up what Morgan has as far as in mind his keys for today's Sunday afternoon match.
Certainly for Legion FC, you're going to have to build out of the back a little bit because of the high pressure from Louisville, so you need to stay composed. And then what they really need is a need for players like Enzo Martinez and for Kobe Hernandez-Foster to play between the lines, be able to connect the back to the front. And for Lou City, just be yourself. You're consistent at what you do, you're good at what you do, and then focus on set pieces. And they gave up a goal on a set piece last week, and they'll be frustrated about that. But again, focus on the set pieces because that's where Birmingham could probably beat you.
Louisville City pushes it ahead. Coming out of the timeout, nice pass into the middle toward Duncan. As Louisville City tried to pass it back toward the middle of the field, but Birmingham able to take it away.
And this is when Birmingham need to try and go a little route one and not try and play with the ball through there because they've got pace in Tabor Taka and Damas, Ronaldo Damas, who can beat Lou City. So
had a Louisville City FC and Birmingham City FC, a couple of those players tangle up as Birmingham gets it back. Looks as if they called the foul that time on Louisville City FC. Neither team on the board so far, but still very early on here in the first half. Pass off down the field for Birmingham goes out of bounds. So intended that time for Preston Tabori Taka. Jake Roof got on the board in the first 2 minutes last week for Birmingham in their 3-1 loss to Loudoun City United, as we'll have looks like an offside flag go up as Louisville City gets it back. Louisville City last season at 24-6-4 and looking to follow that up with another stellar season here in 2025. Birmingham comes away with the loose ball as they've held the ball for much of the first over now 13 minutes of this opening half. Both teams already with a couple of corner kicks early on. Kick up ahead as that's taken by Damian Loss for Louisville. So Louisville gets it back. Looking to grab some of the season's Legion FC merchandise to wear to the next match at Protective Stadium. Check out all the new gear now at bhmlegion.shop. So far both teams off the board. It's still very early on.
And it's been pretty open so far, which I think actually suits Birmingham a little bit better with the pace that they have up front. You know, Louisville hasn't had an opportunity to win the ball high up the field against Birmingham yet, and I think that will lead towards a little bit of advantage for Birmingham. Now, if it stays that way, I would be surprised, but you know, again, Lou City is going to take their opportunities when they get them, so limiting them is going to be important for Birmingham.
Let's see if we have the offside flag that goes up on Louisville as Hamoda with some solid defense for Birmingham. So Birmingham coming out rock solid D so far. They've at least so far been able to keep pace with Louisville. Matt Van Okel set for the free kick. Gets it across the midfield. Birmingham in position but can't come away with the ball. Louisville has it as Aiden McFadden off toward near the benches. Louisville trying to set up their advance up the field. Louisville City failed to score in the first half, but able to have an outstanding second half to get to victory to open the season last week. Ball goes bounding up the field and goes out of bounds. And last touched by Louisville. Birmingham looking to get into the win column for the first time this season, as they're also trying to avoid the first time in team history as far as starting a season 0-2. Birmingham gets things set up. Van Okel looks to get it toward the east side of the field. Popped up by Sean Tosh for Louisville. Birmingham able to play some at least solid open field defense as Hamoda tries to box out his opposing Louisville City player, as we have contact and appears a foul on Louisville City. So Birmingham gets it right back. Still scoreless so far, as we've played about the first third of this opening half. Up the field in a battle, and looks as if it might have been last touched by a purple shirt, or no, they'll say last touched by Birmingham. 50-50 battle that time that goes in favor of the visiting Louisville City FC. We'll take another look. So a tough ball that time, as you had Kyle Adams in there for Louisville as they get the ball back. A competitive showing, a hard-fought showing so far for both of these teams. McFadden looks to at least assist it toward the goal. Birmingham playing good defense so far in this first half around the goal, as it appears we have another Louisville City foul. Take another look at that foul right around midfield, and you've had some physical play so far in this first half.
Yeah, Adams is as a defender, it's a great opportunity for you to let an attacker know that you're there. there's not much risk in giving a foul away. You're not giving a free kick up in a dangerous position, and you slow the game down a little bit and allow your team to get set. And when Louisville gets set, they're certainly able to be effective defensively. So there's not a player on his team who'll be upset about that foul.
Kobe Hernandez Foster has it as Birmingham surveys the Louisville City defense. Turnbull, one of the new faces, a lot of new faces for Birmingham coming onto the roster prior to the season for this 2025 regular season. Both teams kind of batting it back and forth around midfield as that goes out of bounds. And last touched by Birmingham, and so Louisville gets it right back. This is the last of a two-match homestand to open the season for Birmingham, as they'll go back onto the road this upcoming week. In fact, they'll be on the road for a while for the next 3 weeks, as there's the first shot on goal, just a little bit off to the left that time for Ronaldo Damas.
And that's where Birmingham need to take their advantage. Anytime they get a chance to push the ball forward and push it forward quickly, they need to, because you have Ronaldo Damas, who can go and he can score goals on his own and he can create for others if he needs to. But a little bit wide there, but still a promising thing for Birmingham to see these types of chances popping up. Yes, they are a little bit lucky in a sense, but when they do pop up, they need to actually take their chance ultimately.
Just a little bit off the mark that time for Damas, as it remains scoreless. Another battle for the ball, as both teams are playing hard for control of the ball so far. Birmingham comes out with it, able to get in scoring territory, but Louisville at least gets it out of there.
And that's a fantastic tackle from Ramiz Hamuda, just 16, 17 years old, represented the United States in a couple of friendlies for the U17 national team, and is certainly a bright young face for Birmingham.
Nice job taking the ball away that time for Tabor Itaka. And we'll have a tripping foul go on Louisville, so Birmingham gets a break that time, as now they get control of field position. And let's see if they can create an opportunity here. Coming up on the 22nd minute of this opening half. Also a Freightliner, a free kick for Birmingham to get the ball back into play, as that's headed out of bounds, and appears we're going to have a third Chick-fil-A corner kick at the first half for Birmingham. So Birmingham Legion FC trying to get on the board first. They did so last week, but couldn't sustain the early success. As we'll have another big opportunity on a corner kick. Hernandez Foster set to kick it in. Low line drive, and that's headed back out of bounds, almost in the direction of Hernandez Foster.
And you got to beat that first man with that service, is what Tommy Son will be saying over on the bench. Those are golden opportunities for you to get at the opponent, but you have to beat that first defender to give your other teammates a chance to go and score.
Roman Torres to throw it in. Not a bad throw in there, as Birmingham trying to keep possession. That goes off of the flag, out of bounds. Throw in for Birmingham. Trying to kick it toward the goal. Not a bad kick that time, but right there was Damian Last to be able to keep it scoreless. So Louisville escapes at least a minor bullet that time. Coming close to the first half of this opening half played. And Birmingham showing some life so far, not playing at least a bad first half so far. At midfield as Birmingham takes it away. So they've got numbers that they can move it, as trying to keep it in bounds was Lass. And I think it's going to be Birmingham ball.
They throw it, they just threw it.
They'll Birmingham wanted to get it back in quickly, but the officials at least blow it dead. And it's also going to be, appears, another Chick-fil-A corner kick coming up for Birmingham Legion FC.
They took it short. Louisville kind of only sends one.
Here's a good look, and might have been deflected, or no, just goes straight out of bounds. So once again, Louisville City gets a break defensively.
Yeah, I like what Legion FC does here. They take the short corner, and then Louisville sends the second, which opened up Enzo Martinez to have that opportunity, but he needs to hit the target with that. He can't miss the target. He has to hit the target with those chances.
Aiden McFadden came in there a little bit late that time, but another missed opportunity for the home team. Birmingham Legion comes in at 0-1. Louisville City at 1-0. McFadden keeps it in. Birmingham trying to chase it down, and we'll have the flag come up, and the ball goes back over to Louisville.
Yeah, Tabor Ataka got his foot up just a little bit high. That's a little bit of a dangerous play. That's why you heard all the Louisville City players kind of yell at the referee and give him a hey, just to let him know that, hey, they don't appreciate that. It's not safe. The last thing anybody wants to see is a boot to somebody's face.
McFadden tries to get it in mind of a tackle, and I think did tackle a Birmingham defender. So the foul goes on Louisville.
And Enzo Martinez wastes no time to get this back into play. Again, it seems as though they're almost trying to bypass the midfield at times, Birmingham. I mean, we talked about Enzo Martinez and Kobe Hernandez-Foster playing between the lines and finding a way to help them build out of the back, but instead it looks like they're going a little bit more route one to try and get at Louisville as quickly as they can with the pace that they have up front.
Birmingham trying to keep the pace as they have an open field opportunity. Torres has it for Birmingham.
Yeah, Turnbull plays this ball wide. Now he needs to get around Tabor Ataka and get into that space in behind and then whip a ball in, but instead chooses to dribble inside. He does end up back with the ball, but just a simple overlap there from Turnbull would force defenders to have to make decisions, would give Turnbull an opportunity to get the ball in a great space to cross, with Louisville running back towards the goal and Birmingham heading towards the attacking goal. So I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Turnbull was certainly known for his attacking prowess, and one of the reasons that Birmingham brought him in, but he needs to get into those positions where he can whip those balls in.
So Louisville City has it. Both teams still have failed to get on the board as we go into the 27th minute of the opening half. Ray Serrano, who scored one of the 2 goals last week for Louisville City, still out on the field. Also Adrian Perez with the go-ahead goal for Louisville in their season opening win. Nice play that time by Turnbull to head it out of bounds. Now a throw-in coming up for Serrano. Go back out onto the field as Adams will now handle things on the throw-in. Louisville City trying to go 2-0 for the 4th consecutive season. They've won now their last 6 season openers, and coming into today, they had gone 2-0 for each of the past 3 seasons. There's a kick in just wide of Matt Van Oekel, and the goal as well by Zach Duncan.
That's a good opportunity for Louisville to get a shot on target. Drags it a little bit wide. Duncan can certainly hit him from that distance, but a little off target there. But kind of wakes Matt Van Oekel, gives him an opportunity to cover his goal and get into the game just a little bit.
And Matt Van Oekel so far, in at least much needed for Birmingham, at least a quiet outing so far, except for a couple of early opportunities off toward the north end. Van Oekel gets the ball back into play. Birmingham trying to move it up the field. As Duncan able to clear it out. Now Louisville City trying to push a little bit of tempo, but Birmingham able to play that loose ball.
That's fantastic defending again from Isa Muda to shepherd the player outside, but he's caught out a little bit here.
Now Louisville City trying to take the lead, but they just miss a little bit high of the goal.
Yeah, Davila gets wins the ball in a good spot and then gets straight at Birmingham and fires a rocket that just goes over the crossbar of Matt Van Oekel and Birmingham's goal. But beats a player there and just absolutely puts his left foot through it. Just can't keep it down. It bounces just a little bit before he hits it. Those are always tough. But again, Birmingham need to be very careful when they give the ball away and how they give the ball away, because Louisville will make you pay if you do that.
Birmingham does a nice job getting it up at the field as they have numbers. Maybe a good look at the goal, but nice job by Louisville to get back and at least clear it out of bounds.
Yeah, and both Ronaldo and Tabor Ataka are a little frustrated with Dawson McCartney there, not finding them at the end of the day. There was a great break from Birmingham. They've done a really good job so far of winning the second balls, and Coach Sohn talked about how they're going to have to do that if they decide to play a little Route 1, which seemingly they are. But again, they found a way to potentially get at Louisville City, and they are taking the opportunities that they have to get in front of goal. They just need to find the final product, and they have not found that yet. So they could rue the day that they missed those chances.
Ethan Coast tracked it down, as grabbing it out of the air that time was Damian Lass. So Louisville again gets a break, as Birmingham has pushed them a few times here in the first half, but just hasn't been able to find the back of the net. So the ball around the middle of the field is now a Louisville City player behind the D, and maybe a one-on-one opportunity as they convert into the back of the net to get on the board first.
Yeah, that's really, really good work from Louisville. Questionable defending from Legion FC, but Perez gets up there and just absolutely rifles into the roof of the net past Van Oekel. But again, we talked about Legion FC missing some of those chances. They've had a couple of opportunities and haven't put them away. Louisville City gets one really, really good look at the goal, and they bury it. That's been the difference so far. As we get a look at the replay, we'll see that Ramiz Hamuda may have been tucked inside just a little bit too far, not backed up quite far enough. But again, Paris just absolutely rifles this past Matt Van Oekel into that the top of that net. So a tough situation there for Birmingham fans, but Louisville City will be very happy that in the 30th minute they go out and they get a goal.
Manny Perez with his first goal of the 2025 season, and of course the first goal of this Sunday afternoon. Comes in the latter part of the 31st minute. An AT&T goal, our first of this Sunday afternoon. Coming via Louisville City. So Louisville City hasn't had control of the ball much, which not unexpected, but like they did last week against the Charleston Battery, they were able to get a one-on-one situation against Matt Van Oekel and come through.
And so far the statistics show that Louisville City have had more of the ball today, but Birmingham have had more shots thus far and more corners. So a good decision from Dawson McCartney not to rush things and try and keep that ball in play and get the opportunity to whip this ball in.
Another Chick-fil-A corner kick as that gets headed out of bounds, and they'll say last touch by Birmingham.
I believe they may have called a foul. I believe somebody came in and must have clipped Damian Loss, which inside that 6-yard box, you really can't touch a goalkeeper. That's his space. He's making it look as though the foul occurred nearly 18, but the referee has made him push it back to closer to where the free kick should be taken.
So Damian Last, the 6-foot goalkeeper, about to kick the ball back into play. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice.
You can't see it on the screen right now, but from where we are up here in the booth, you can see that Manny Perez has gone and he's drifted wide again, and there's no one there to defend him. Birmingham are allowing that to happen. There needs to be some communication between Ramiz Hamuda and Dawson McCartney of who is actually picking him up, because he was all by his lonesome again just now, and had Louisville seen him, we could have had a carbon copy of the first goal.
Now Birmingham kicks it back in and trying to move it push it up ahead for Tabori Takas. That's last touched out of bounds by Louisville. A quick throw in for Birmingham. They've been trying to advance the ball and create some tempo. We saw throughout this first half as you have a double team and a takedown by Louisville City. A Freightliner free kick coming up as Arturo Ordonez with the tackle that time.
Yeah, and I believe he knew he got beat, and so he brought Ronaldo down to the ground with him. But Legion FC will probably run this just like a corner, and Kobe Hernandez-Foster and Torres will be on the ball. There are two players there from Louisville, so I would expect to see this ball played into the box.
A Freightliner free kick for Birmingham Legion FC.
Although they've got Steven Turnbull, who's all by himself, so if Hernandez-Foster can play a decent enough pass, Turnbull can hit this first time. There it is.
And there's Turnbull as that gets knocked up into the air. Anybody's ball. As Birmingham a chance to score, and that was about the best opportunity for Birmingham we've seen all day, Morgan, and once again, they couldn't come through.
Again, you got to hit the target. They do a great job of getting the ball to Turnbull, who was open, and then Enzo Martinez puts his foot through it and just puts it over the bar. You have to take these opportunities if you're Birmingham, or if you're any team who's playing against Louisville City, because Louisville City will punish you if they get the opportunities.
Well, we've already seen that in the open field today for Louisville City by Manny Perez. So now Louisville City once again dodges a bullet as we inch closer toward the halfway mark of today's Sunday afternoon match. Still plenty of time for one of these two teams to either extend on their lead or try and get on the board.
Again, and there's that space again that Louisville's starting to get after. They're starting to notice that it's open. What a fantastic save from Van Oekel. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, bare outstanding effort by Matt Van Oekel, as that could easily have put Louisville on top by a couple.
Yeah, McFadden does a great job of getting around the defender here. Great ball in, gets around the defender, heads that down, and right next to Van Oekel's foot. But he may be one of the oldest goalkeepers in the league, but he sure does have the ability to still get down quickly.
Aiden McFadden, also outstanding effort for Louisville City FC.
This is where Birmingham needs to be careful. This is what Louisville want. They want them to give the ball away just like that, and now they're going to come right at them. And they're going to make it difficult for you to build out of the back. They like to press high. They like to put pressure on you. They're okay with you having the ball. They really don't care. But once you make a mistake and try and play the ball forward, if you don't win it or win the second or the knockdowns, they're coming straight at you. They already have players who are pushed forward, so it makes it difficult to defend. Anytime the ball is given away by a defender to Louisville, the hardest part about it is that moment of transition when you're not expecting your teammate to give the ball away, and all of a sudden now you're caught in a position where you have to be ready to defend and defend well, because otherwise Louisville can punish you.
Louisville looking to see if they can punish Birmingham here, as they have the 1-goal advantage. Manny Perez goal in a one-on-one open field situation against Matt Van Oekel so far, the only goal of the first half. As that is last touched by Birmingham, it appears we're going to have a Louisville free kick. And before the free kick, on CW21 here in Birmingham and CW up in Louisville today. But for Legion fans, Legion FC hits the road next week for the first time this season as they visit Detroit City FC on Saturday, March the 22nd at 4 o'clock. Watch on My 68 in Birmingham or on ESPN Plus, and follow along at BHM Legion or on Twitter for live match updates. Nicely deflected out of bounds. Appears Van Oekel able to at least cause a disruption that time defensively as Birmingham gets it back.
Yeah, the referee is consistent here and gives the foul. Matt Van Oekel, obviously, there was an arm extended onto him, so referee is at least consistent and gives the free kick for Legion FC, who decide not to try and play out of the back this time and are going to try and go forward with it and then play for knockdowns.
So Van Oekel will boot it ahead, but Louisville trying to send it back up the field.
Serrano came through all on his own, and had Louisville had a chance to get the ball to him, they could have easily taken a 2-0 lead, but much to Birmingham's delight, they will see that ball go out of bounds for another corner kick for Louisville.
Ray Serrano, a veteran presence for Louisville City FC coming into today. He's 76 minutes away from achieving 5,000 career minutes for Louisville City. So certainly on his way to potentially getting that, and likely getting that today. Another corner kick coming up for Louisville. They would love to add another goal before they get to halftime. Coming up on almost the 40th minute of this opening half. Louisville looking to go to 2-0 for the 4th consecutive season to start a regular season. An impressive road win last week, and trying to follow that up with another win away from home today. They'll return home next week. A much welcomed return home for Louisville. Right now, they're still trying to take care of business here.
Plenty of physicality going on in the box.
Here's another yellow card, or second yellow card presented in the match here in the first half. Another Rubio Law Firm yellow card.
And the referee's kind of gone to Torres and to Perez and said, hey, look, I've told you guys, knock it off, okay? And they continue to do it, and so the referee has gone and has booked them both, I think fairly, but you know, Perez is making himself a nuisance. He's trying to get as close to Van Oekel as he possibly can, and Torres is doing his job. Torres should be allowed to keep him away from Van Oekel if he wants to, but Perez, you can see, it just falls down right there. So referee ultimately gives a free kick, but you know, they're trying to mix it up in the box. You can see that Louisville, they're not shy of the physicality. They're not shy of making you uncomfortable, and you know, it's nearly paid off for them on a corner.
And Birmingham able to get the ball back on a foul by Louisville City FC as they quickly push it up the field.
Yeah, and there's the opportunity for Tabor Taka to slip in Turnbull, and he just chooses not to play the ball, and they end up giving it away. So Turnbull does what he needs to do, what I think he needs to do, at least in my opinion, is get around Tabor Taka and allow Tabor Taka to slip him in so he can put a ball in for the attackers from Birmingham. But instead, he chooses to hold on to the ball and then ultimately gives it away and has it kicked off of him to give up a throw-in for Louisville. And now they're out and the danger is cleared. So there needs to be some communication between those two about what they want. Maybe Tommy Sohn doesn't want that ball played, but maybe Tabor Taka just holds on to it long in that situation. But again, that space out there that Louisville is in currently right now with a 2v1, Ethan Costa does a great job of clearing that ball, but that space is wildly open for Lou City to take advantage of if they want to.
Closing in on halftime here at Protective Stadium in the Magic City of Birmingham, and right now Louisville has a 1-0 advantage thanks to the open field goal scoring opportunity from Manny Perez. Both teams have gone, or have stayed with, I should say, their original starting 11. Louisville has it as they punch it up ahead, and an easy collection that time for Matt Van Oekel. Birmingham has had a number of opportunities to either tie or build a lead here in the first half, but they just haven't converted on the opportunities that have been presented to them. Louisville able to get back in transition and try and move it up ahead for Serrano. Serrano, a one-hop bouncer that time to Van Oekel.
And good defending from Turnbull there, and doing just enough, getting the deflection, which slows the ball down for the goalkeeper. You know, deflections are goalkeepers' best friends sometimes, and then at other times they're their worst nightmare. You know, it's just one of those things. Deflections are going to happen when the ball is coming towards the goal, but if it slows it down in that sense and takes the sting out of the pass or the shot, great for the goalkeeper. But if it deflects it on goal into a different area, obviously the goalkeeper's worst nightmare.
Birmingham slows things down. 44th minute of this first half. As that goes out of bounds and stays with Birmingham as Turnbull ready to throw it in almost immediately. Birmingham trying to keep a quick pace so far in the first half, but Louisville takes it away at midfield.
Didn't need to win the ball there. All he needed to do was slow him down, and now he's has an opportunity on goal. Great save from Van Oekel. But again, Ethan Coast does not need to win the ball there as a center back. Okay, he's 1v1 with Perez, who he knows can score goals. He doesn't have to win the ball. All he needs to do is slow him down just enough so that he can get reinforcements from his teammate to come back. If you're a young center back listening right now, and you were caught in a position where you were 1v1 versus an attacker who could potentially beat you for pace or beat you on the dribble, you do not need to win the ball. You need to make sure you drop back as quickly as you can. You give your teammates time to recover and give you the help that you need. But you don't need to go and stab in and try and win the ball and then get caught allowing the attacker to go to your goal, go at your goal without any sort of impediment from another defender.
Enzo Martinez and Zach Duncan at least have their feet tangle up, and the foul goes on Birmingham. See if we get any stoppage time coming up to close out the first half as Louisville City with the free kick. Legion FC is back at Protective Stadium on Sunday, April 13th to host El Paso Locomotive FC at 4 o'clock p.m. The game will be seen nationally on CBS Sports Network, so get your tickets to the match today at bhmlegion.com/tickets to help us pack Protective. Back in play as Birmingham comes out with it. 2 minutes of stoppage time brought to you by UAB Medicine, as we'll have a little bit of extra stoppage time, but Birmingham a number of opportunities to at least set the tempo in this first half and take an early lead, but haven't been able to do so, as Louisville City able to get an open field one-on-one opportunity against Matt Van Oekel, successfully converted by Manny Perez.
I think it's been a positive performance from Legion FC thus far. You know, they're just lacking that killer instinct in front of goals. They've had 2 or 3 opportunities. You know, again, we mentioned they may rue the chances that they've missed already, and it's right after saying that almost, Louisville turn around, go the other way, and put one in the back of the net. So that's the difference between a team that's battling for championships every year and for Legion FC, a team that's trying to get back into the playoffs. If they can find that killer instinct and they can put balls in the back of the net, they can be just as dangerous as anybody else in this league, but they have to find the back of the net.
Could be a dangerous Birmingham Freightliner free kick chance for Birmingham. We've said that a number of times so far on free or corner kicks. That's a good kick and ties up the match. Finally, Birmingham gets a chance, and not only gets a chance, but takes advantage.
Yeah, and Coach Danny Cruz was telling us earlier this week that sometimes there are teams who do well against them on set pieces, and this is another one for Birmingham. He talked about Damian Loss. He wanted him to get better at reading crosses and coming out and collecting them. He tries to come and get this one. He doesn't get there. Ronaldo gets there first, heads it home for another AT&T goal to make this match 1-1 right at the stroke of halftime. That's huge for Birmingham.
And that's what the front office for Birmingham brought someone like Ronaldo Damas in for, and that's to produce on offense.
Yes, and again, this ball is whipped in. Loss gets caught in no man's land, doesn't get there, and he has no chance of making that save once it gets on the end of Ronaldo Damas's head.
So the first goal of the day for Birmingham as they convert in stoppage time here late in the first half. As they tie it up at 1. Could be a very exciting second half coming up.
And not out of the first half yet, so they're going to have to make sure that they switched on. Last week they scored early against Loudoun, and then immediately within 2 to 3 minutes, Loudoun came back and scored a goal. So they need to make sure that they are switched on and have peak intensity here to defend this free kick from Louisville.
So the free kick positioned just outside the corner of the box. So let's see if Serrano or potentially Davila triggers in this free kick, and a chance for Louisville potentially to regain the lead right before going into halftime. Davila kicks it in. Nicely done by Birmingham to clear it out of the box. As I believe, and in fact, will conclude the opening half. An exciting first half as both teams able to get on the board as Birmingham gets their goal in stoppage time. And still 45 more minutes to go. Anybody's game here on a Sunday afternoon in the Magic City of Birmingham as Birmingham won and Louisville City won at halftime. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at our first half totals, review how we got to this point at halftime, and a whole lot more. Once again, it is Birmingham Legion FC 1 and Louisville City FC 1.
Time to hammer down. Season tickets on sale now.
That spice is 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Hi, my name is Khadijah, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick of the chicken. It's just the right amount of heat. It gets me excited and definitely wanting more. And then, pro tip, add that cilantro lime sauce. I couldn't get enough of that sauce. It cools it down. If the sandwich is at 100, the cilantro lime takes it to 200. It makes me want to, tell all my friends and family.
Real guests paid for their testimonial.
A look at the wristwatch. That's it. The Indy 11 are a playoff team again in 2024. Your final score, the Indy 11 3, Birmingham Legion 2.
Now they have to worry about 2025.
And it's the first time in team history to not make a postseason appearance, because you look at Birmingham Legion, what Tom Stone has been able to build. That talent is there, but now it's just not clicking in terms of the results and the execution. It's going to be really interesting in the offseason to see what Birmingham Legion does in personnel and what changes do they keep and who goes out the door.
I think if everything goes roses, you don't learn a whole lot. I think sometimes you need to hit a bump in the road to be able to look back and say, how can we change things and move forward in a positive direction? So it was a real good eye-opener. We always look at our families as probably our staple of why we do things, and soccer has been such an important part of my wife's life, my kids, who we are as people. Coming off a tough year, I think it's probably the first year I haven't made the playoffs as a coach, and it makes you reflect and look a little bit deeper and make sure that bringing this team in this year has a new focus.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Jansen Wilson tipped on the line. Wilson! Brilliant! And he has been on fire at Tampa Bay. Cross forward, put down by Gagi, the hero. Let's go!
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the Tiger.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Bounces and a score! Cabrera!
If week one taught us anything in USL Championship play, it's that this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint.
Dogman! Denied!
We saw such a wide variety of ways to go about their business on the field of play, and yet quality of talent not lacking whatsoever. Can't wait to see week 2 and beyond of what these teams bring to the field of play.
A hard-fought first half for Birmingham Legion FC and Louisville City FC as Birmingham was able to tie it up in stoppage time prior to going to halftime, thanks to Ronaldo Damas's first goal in a Birmingham uniform. James Hardy, Morgan Copes with you here in the Magic City of Birmingham as we take a look at the Western Conference standings through the first week of the season.
Yeah, and San Antonio off to a fast start, as is Tulsa. 2 clean sheets for San Antonio. Former Legion FC defender Alex Cronali back there. 6 points in 2 games, great for them. Phoenix Rising had a wonder of a goal to tie the game to get their sole point, but a long season ahead.
Indeed, a long marathon of a season as we're just not even into the first leg of 2025. And Loudoun United, that you and I, Morgan, saw last week, off to an outstanding start so far this year.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Detroit City off to a fast start. Not abnormal for them. Lou City getting a win in the first week. So yesterday, Rhode Island played their first game. They lost to oh gosh, who did they play? Oh goodness. Drawn a blank. I'm so sorry, everybody. Came away with a 2-0 loss last night, so they'll be looking to get the ship righted and go back and play to the Eastern Conference Final like they did last year.
And Birmingham, one of those teams looking to get the ship righted today, as they're tied up at 1 as we take a look at the USL Championship Week 3 schedule coming up.
Yeah, and Lou City and Loudoun will be going off against each other next week. For Birmingham, it'll be Detroit. So, those 4 teams right there have all been involved in games against each other or at the top of the table. So you can see Legion FC have had a very, very tough test to start the season. So we'll see how the rest of these 45 minutes goes, as well as what happens the rest of the season.
And of course, for Lou City, it is their home opener next weekend, as they've played their first 2 games so far of the season on the road. We'll take a look as far as the news and notes around the USL and the home opener next week. As far as Oakland is concerned, over 15,000 tickets sold for the debut at Oakland Coliseum against San Antonio next Saturday for them. And also taking a look at some other news and notes from around the city, as Lexington winning their first ever USL Championship match in front of a club record crowd last weekend. And then the U.S. Open Cup just around the corner as well. 8 USL Championship clubs begin play in the first round coming up very, very shortly. And we'll take a look at our first half totals for today. And so far, really, that 1-1 score kind of reflects how this match has gone so far. Both teams even in shots, total shots. Louisville with a 2-shot on target edge. And unlike last week, Louisville's held the ball for much of the first half.
Yeah, and I think it's been a good response for Legion FC after coming out and ultimately, let's call a spade, laying an egg in their home opener last week against a really tough Louisville team who went on the road to Charleston and got 3 points. But again, the difference is, Louisville City have put their chance away. Legion FC have put their one away. So we'll see how the second half unfolds.
A lot of fun coming up potentially from the Magic City as the second half on the way between Birmingham and Louisville.
We are Altec, Birmingham-based since 1929. We set the gold standard in equipment and services that connect us to the power and communications we all need. From bucket trucks to digger derricks, the equipment we make helps our customers and our communities dig deeper and reach higher. We're a team. We're a family. We're looking for someone just like you. Hammer down and team up with Altec. Learn more at jobs.altec.com.
Perez doesn't have a free side of the field to run into. And then for Louisville City, I want to see them start to win some more of the second balls. Here they go up, win the first one, but Birmingham is winning the second balls. They've continued to win those in the first half, and it was able to unlock Louisville a little bit. We talked about, the press from Louisville and how do you beat that. They like to go man v man, and there's a huge mistake from Louisville, from Adams, and an opportunity for Birmingham to get forward.
Damas in scoring territory as Louisville City gets back, however. Here's a header off, at least deflected, as Louisville catches a break defensively.
Yeah, Adams does a great job to slow down Ronaldo enough after giving the ball away poorly. Torres gets caught here.
And it appears that Zach Duncan, and we'll have our first yellow card presented by Rubio Law Firm here in the second half. Or fourth for the ball game between these two teams.
Yeah, again, neither of these teams are shy about making contact and getting physical with one another. There's no love lost between these teams, that's for sure. I would expect that to continue throughout the rest of this game.
Roman Torres and Enzo Martinez with yellow cards in the first half, and Adrian Perez for Louisville in the first half when it comes to the yellow card. And appears Zach Duncan got the yellow card for Louisville as Birmingham tries to create a quick opportunity and can't do so as the ball goes harmlessly out of bounds. So Louisville able to at least stave off another scoring chance for Birmingham. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your tickets to great seats. Damian Lass gets it back into play. As Louisville now going toward the south end of Protective Stadium here in the second half. Matt Van Oekel gets it out of danger. First goal scored in the 30th minute of the first half by Louisville's Manny Perez. And then Ronaldo Damas able to equalize the score right before halftime in stoppage time. So it could be a very interesting second half, as it would be a much needed win for Birmingham if they can get out on top here and finish with a W at home. However, a lot of this second half still to come as Manny Perez hands it off to Sean Tosh for the throw-in.
Yeah, a player we haven't called the name of much for Louisville has been Philip Goodrum. He's a great goal scorer, a true number 9 who can really mix it up. Hasn't had many chances to get on the end of the ball yet so far today. He did get an assist in their first game against Charleston, but haven't called his name much. So Louisville need to find a way to get him involved in the game, get Serrano involved in the game a little bit more, as well as Adrian Perez. The front three from Louisville haven't had their names called much so far today.
In fact, Philip Goodrum just a couple of goals shy of 50 goals in USL regular season play. So also a very accomplished player for the Louisville roster.
And speaking of both coaches earlier this week, there's that space that I've been talking about. Manny Perez getting on the end, and here's an opportunity for another carbon copy of the first half.
However, a nice effort that time by Van Oekel as a loose ball, and we'll have a whistle, and it appears a foul. Thankfully for Birmingham, looks like goes on Louisville.
Again, I've been talking about that space that Birmingham is leaving wide open. Manny Perez is having the opportunity to get down the field and go straight at Matt Van Oekel, almost a carbon copy, saves it, but doesn't clear the danger completely. Jake Roof comes to save the goal, then Enzo Martinez draws the foul, but again, Birmingham, Ramiz Hamuda and Dawson McCartney have got to figure out who is picking up Manny Perez, because right now nobody is doing it, and Louisville is starting to take advantage of it.
Almost 5 minutes in here in the second half as Birmingham escapes danger, at least for the moment. Birmingham wearing their St. Paddy's Day weekend outfits for the day.
It's a bad giveaway from Ramiz Hamuda, so now he's going to have to work to make sure that Legion FC don't give away the ball or give away another chance.
Birmingham tries to push it ahead as Tosh gets it across midfield. You have Adrian Perez that he's tried to leave it off as that's kicked out of bounds by Louisville. So Louisville looking to at least improve upon a 24-6-4 campaign in 2024. While Birmingham at 2 games below 500 last year at 13-15-6.
And speaking to Coach Cruz earlier this week, talking to him about his team last year, and you know, he was just thrilled with the consistency that they have. I mean, they came out and just ran roughshod over most of the league. And unfortunately, their season ended early against a team from Rhode Island and Conno Smith in his first year that's just were able to match up well against Louisville. And so he said he made changes in the offseason to bring in folks who would help him deal with the more physical teams in this league. And it certainly will help them going forward to avoid that again. But for Birmingham, as you mentioned, not the best year. The first time they missed the playoffs, so they're looking to right that ship. And Tommy Sohn said he just completely wanted to turn the page from 24 and not even think about it again.
Certainly looking to turn the page from last week's disappointing season opener. Looks as if Hernandez Foster battling for it and able to come out with it as Birmingham has to retreat when it comes to the field position.
Yeah, and very good skill from Kobe Hernandez Foster there to bring that ball down under pressure and then keep it and complete a pass to a teammate. Again, Birmingham going route one a little bit and winning the knockdowns, winning the second balls. They've done a good job of that so far today.
Good ball control for Birmingham. So they try and pass it across the field.
And Turnbull doesn't get the best of services in right there. Need to get him more involved up the field if you're Birmingham. Whip those balls in for Damas and McCartney to get on the end of from the other side of the field. But not his best effort there. But that's his first or second attempt at a cross so far today.
Tosh with good defense by Louisville as Louisville takes it away. Perez in the open field, and not the worst of fouls that time by Birmingham from Hamoda.
Yeah, a little bit of a professional foul. It didn't look super malicious, but at the same time, Hamuda knew exactly what he was doing. Wasn't going to be able to catch Perez, who had cut across him and drew the foul intelligently. That's just veteran play right there. Look, that touch right there, if you're a winger and you have a defender who's on your back shoulder and you've beaten him for pace or you've gotten by him, cutting across him is one of the most difficult things for a defender to do. And as you can see, the result here was another Rubio Law Firm yellow card for Birmingham Legion FC and Ramiz Hamuda.
I thought I might have seen the yellow card, and indeed the yellow card number 3 of the day for Birmingham. So they've just about matched their yellow card total from last week. Free kick for Louisville as they try and retake the lead here in the second half.
Good skill from Davila, I believe.
Yeah, good look to the far side as Serrano tries to track it down, and I think he thinks it went off at Birmingham, and indeed it does. So right around the corner, not going to be a corner kick, but they'll trigger it in from the corner, will Louisville.
And on this corner, Louisville's going to whip it in. That sun is right in Matt Van Oekel's face, so will be difficult to deal with, but the wind will be tough to adjust to here as well.
They do say corner kick is nice save from Van Oekel to keep the game tied. That was a good trigger by Louisville And looked as if that time McFadden just a hair close to giving Louisville the lead.
Yeah, and McFadden comes from the top of the 18 freely. Nobody's there, and it goes off of the back of Tabor Ataka, and then Van Oekel makes a good reactionary save. That's one of those deflections, again, that slowed the pace of the ball down and helped the goalkeeper,
Corner kick. Nice job defensively by Birmingham to clear it out, as they won't be able to keep it in bounds as a throw-in coming up for Louisville. Adrian Perez set, at least initially, to throw it in, and now Sean Tosh ready to trigger things in. Tosh still looking for a teammate. Now gets it into Arturo Ordonez. So Matt Van Oekel has come up big so far defensively at goalkeeper for Birmingham so far in the second half. Battle for the ball with Adrian Perez for Louisville as he sends it back over toward Tosh. Good D by Birmingham as they're able to take away the ball.
They can't clear it away. And here it comes straight back down Route 1 from Louisville. Get it wide, whip it in for Manny Perez, take him on.
So trying to get it towards center. A nice job again by Birmingham as they've had, for the most part, a pretty solid defensive outing.
Yeah, but they can't clear this ball, and this pressure keeps coming, and Louisville is going to make you pay if you continue to let them do this. You have got to find a way, if you are Birmingham, to compose yourself and get the ball away and clear the danger, and they haven't done that yet. They've tried to play it out a few times and can't beat that defender, so Ronaldo Damas can't help them if they can't get in the ball or get it anywhere near him. So, again, Birmingham under a good spell of pressure from Louisville here.
Louisville tries to get inside the box as it goes out of bounds. And they'll say last touch by Birmingham.
Again, the wind is going to be at Serrano's back as he goes to whip in this corner kick here. So there's going to be a little bit of extra pace on it, a little bit more difficult to deal with if you're a goalkeeper or a defender. You have to be very sure of your actions in this moment.
Coming up on the 58th minute of today's match. Here's a good look at the top and good pass over toward Perez. Now Birmingham comes out with it.
It's got to go quick. It's got to go quick. And there's the ball.
Damas with it right in the middle of the field. As Damas just overran the ball that time as he slipped and couldn't keep control.
Yeah, Sniper got him on that one. But credit to Davila. I believe he got back and made it difficult for Ronaldo to go straight to goal. Had to continue to try and beat him on the dribble. So credit to Davila. That's good defending from him. That's what you're there for if you're the player that's deepest on your team when you have a set piece. Is you need to make sure you're the guy who can slow everything down and then prevent a counter-attacking goal, just as Davila did in that sense.
He sends it on over to Adrian Perez. And might have been, in fact, we'll have the flag go up, but I think a foul before that also on Birmingham.
Yeah, Davila does a great job, or excuse me, Duncan in this scenario does a good job of drawing the foul. Makes it look a little bit worse than it was maybe, but a great opportunity again for Louisville to continue that pressure and continue to whip balls in. Here's the foul.
They get Ethan Coase on the foul for Birmingham.
Yeah, and I think Ethan Coase has had a great game so far. You say those things on air, and then all of a sudden now they do something to give up a goal or make a big mistake. But so far he's been fantastic for Birmingham so far. I've been very impressed with his composure and his ability to defend a very, very difficult front three from Louisville.
Davila and Serrano around the ball as the wind blows it away as from the positioning for the free kick. About a 10 to 15 mile per hour breeze to speak of here at Protective Stadium. Davila free kick, and an offside flag goes up on Louisville. I've got an opportunity, hey fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news. Be sure to follow at BHM Legion on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and download the Legion FC app today. So free kick coming up for Matt Van Oekel. As Van Oekel couple of outstanding saves so far in this second half, as both teams able to get into the back of the net on their only goals of the first half. And we'll have our first substitutions of the day for Louisville.
It looks like Mogel is coming in for Duncan.
Also, Jansen Wilson checks in for the first time. A hard-fought match so far, the only match in the USL today due to the severe weather here in the Deep South yesterday. Van Oekel gets it right across midfield as Wilson tries to at least bump it ahead. Birmingham appears they're going to come out with it. Now they'll try and move it up the field. Damas looked as if a nice touch pass. Louisville, though, fills in defensively.
Yeah, that's a good break from Birmingham. Very quick. They got it forward. Very, very positive passing as soon as they won the ball. So those are difficult opportunities to defend if you're Louisville, if you get the ball away in a bad spot.
Birmingham again tries to create some tempo. So they'll push it. At least a cross that time. This cross-field pass. Not exactly well executed as Louisville gets possession right back.
And we'll see how this game goes on as legs get a little bit more tired. You see a little bit more of the game to be stretched and wide open. There's a ton of space in the middle of this field right now. Neither team are staying very compact, in my opinion, but you know, there's opportunities that will arise from that if teams do not keep their organization.
Nice play by Van Oekel as he's able to get the one hopper. It was intended, I believe, for Mogel as he came off the bench just a few minutes ago. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM. XMFC 157, North America's only 247 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Birmingham with it. 63rd minute of this Sunday afternoon as Louisville takes it right away.
That's a bad giveaway from Ethan Coase. We just talked about him a minute ago, having a great game. You know, and a player, sometimes when you praise them, they go and they give something away, and that was his opportunity. But he does the dirty work on the backside, earns the foul for Birmingham, and they're able to clear the danger and at least put it away for just a few minutes. As you can see, Wilson goes down and then just pulls Coase down with him just after. So I really like what Birmingham has done today. They've decided to almost skip the midfield, bypass the midfield, try and take advantage of winning the seconds, which they have done and they've prepared to do, and then try and spring somebody in behind, which they've had the ability to do a couple times. They just have to find that final pass, that final opportunity to shoot and score the goal, right, or take the chance to score. And then you've got Louisville, who have had maybe not as good of chances as Birmingham have so far, bar from a few great saves from Van Oekel. This game could look a lot different. So again, teams, they're going to have to find their chances and they're going to have to finish them if they're going to want to go away from today with 3 points.
McFadden pushes it ahead for Louisville. They'll move it toward the west side, almost toward the sideline along the benches as Tosh controls. Goals so far for Louisville from Manny Perez in the 30th minute in the first half, and then Ronaldo Damas in stoppage time toward the very end of the first half for Birmingham. Birmingham comes out with it. They've had to hold off Louisville's offense for much of the second half as they're trying to come up with their first win of 2025. Battle for its midfield. More physical play, but no whistles blown, so play continues. Damas with his first goal of the season late in the first half as he has it taken away. Tosh able to disrupt Nice that opportunity for Birmingham. Now Louisville moves it ahead. Goodrum, who we haven't called a whole lot, tried to get at least an open field opportunity as that goes out of bounds off of Louisville.
And he's visibly frustrated with himself for giving that ball away. Good pressure from Birmingham to make him play that poor pass. But again, Goodrum not having the type of day where he's getting on the ball a lot, so you'll start to see him get a little bit more frustrated. Sometimes he has had a tendency to lash out and get a yellow card or a red card in some instances. He is a very fiery player, but again, he's also a player that can really, really hurt you and really, really make you pay if you give him even half of a chance to score a goal.
Zach Duncan with a yellow card here in the second half. Also Ramiz Hamoda for Birmingham with a yellow card. So the yellow cards piled up a little bit in this match. Van Oekel boots it across midfield. Wynn kind of holds it up a little bit as Louisville trying to punch it ahead. As they had a 1-0 lead for most of the back end of the first half, as Birmingham looks as if will come out with it.
And Mogel just kind of barrels through Dawson McCartney there.
Indeed, Carlos Mogul Jr. on the foul. And in this match, you better be ready to play a little physical soccer, Morgan, if you want to be out on that field today.
Again, we've talked about these teams, and neither one of them being shy about being physical with one another. There's no love lost. This head-to-head series has gone Louisville's way the majority of the time, but it certainly hasn't been without some physicality in between each of those matches.
And more physical play appeared. Jansen Wilson grabbed at least the back of the jersey of a Birmingham player at that time to create the foul. Looked as if that Kobe Hernandez Foster was being held by Wilson. And we'll have our first Birmingham substitution set to check in. So checking in our first opportunity to see Moses Mensah, who got a lot of playing time last week against Loudoun United.
Again, wonder if there's going to be instructions from Mensah to make sure that he and McCartney are communicating to make sure one of them is picking up Manny Perez from Louisville as he's gone forward. He has bombed forward and had acres of space to play in almost the entire game. And so hopefully there's some instructions from Coach Sohn from Birmingham to relay to each other out there to make sure that they limit those opportunities.
Birmingham has numbers if they can move it. Here's a shot and off of the side of the net that time. As Birmingham got the numbers, but just couldn't quite finish that time as Preston Tabor Itaka that time on the attack.
Again, Birmingham wins the knockdowns, wins the ball, gets forward very quickly. Great late ball from Dawson McCartney, and then Preston Tabor Itaka has to hit the target there. I don't even know that would have gone in without the impediment from Adams there. Good defending from him. Great recovery run to get back and make it difficult. But again, Tabor Itaka has to hit the target there.
Morgan, I know you've said that like 4 or 5 times, and I imagine for Coach Tommy Sohn, that's going to be a point of emphasis during the week for his team.
Yeah, I mean, you can do finishing practice all day, and a lot of times finishing in a game, you can do all the training you want, and you've got to have that confidence. And some of the best forwards will tell you in the world, when they've been at their best, it's just they're not doing anything that's completely different than what they've typically done, but that confidence will give you a little bit of extra killer instinct to go and put balls in the back of the net, which is what you want to do.
Louisville City gets it across midfield. Davila right in the middle of the field. Still our halftime score all knotted up at 1 as we're almost to the 70th minute of play. A hard-fought match, a physical match between both of these teams as Wilson inside the box. Good pass into the middle as we've got contact, and let's see who they called the foul on, I believe on Louisville.
Yeah, and again, Dawson McCartney bit right there. We've talked about that space for Louisville to get into. Instead, he bites, and that ball gets played in behind him, which is not what you want if you're Dawson McCartney in that situation. But Louisville gets the ball across. Wilson plays a great ball, but there's Steven Turnbull, gets in just quick enough to make a difference and draw the foul. And it looks like we have Dia, who will be coming on for McFadden from Louisville, who I thought had a good game today.
Amadou Dia set to check in for the first time, looking to grab some of the season's Legion FC merchandise to wear to the next match at Protective Stadium. Check out all the new gear now at bhmlegion.shop. Of course, that next opportunity for Legion fans to check their team out as far as that Legion merch. It's going to be a few weeks into the month of April. I'll tell you more about that later on. In fact, it's going to be quite a few weeks before Birmingham returns to Protective Stadium for another USL home match. Louisville has possession. One of these two teams trying to get into the lead as we enter the back end of today's match. Is Van Oekel ready for at least that ball to come his way?
Yeah, and that's not a bad idea from Dia there to try and whip a ball in from deep, just into the path of Goodrum to just tap home. Unfortunately for him and for Louisville fans, it goes straight into the arms of Matt Van Oekel. But the idea is there, right? The early cross in behind the defense to make it awkward for the goalkeeper and the center backs to have to deal with is a tactic that teams use all the time to get center forwards in behind.
And now Louisville tries to get numbers ahead. Birmingham, good defense, though, throughout much of this match, especially inside that defensive third of the field. Neither team has been able to score so far in the second half, but Louisville trying to do so here. As Perez behind the action and goes out of bounds. Last touch, I believe, by Birmingham. So if it is, that set up what could be a very important corner kick opportunity for Louisville to try and regain the lead.
Davila will come over to take this for Louisville. Again, beat the first defender, give your players an opportunity to run onto it and knot it in the back of the net. But that sun is going to be tough for Van Oekel to deal with.
There's a low line drive, batted out right outside the box, and nice job by Van Oekel once again to keep this game tied.
Yeah, he had a chance for Ronaldo, and I think he's trying to play that ball now, and I think it was just a little bit too late, and he got a little bit too far under it, but still an opportunity for Birmingham to get forward, and Ronaldo ends up with the ball at his foot.
Yeah, great effort by Damas as he tries to pass it off toward the far side. Able to get through is now Birmingham trying to take their first lead as it gets deflected out of bounds. A nice effort by Damian Lass.
Yeah, Lass does a good job of getting a hand to that ball. It looks like some of the pace had gotten take off of it. First, we'll see Van Oekel here making this save to try and spring the attack for Legion FC, plays the ball long, and then it does take a deflection. That's another one that we talked about. Deflections can be a best friend or a worst nightmare for a goalkeeper. There takes a little bit of deflection, takes some of the steam off the shot, and Damian Lass was able to get over and paw it out for a Legion FC corner kick, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Roman Torres on the corner kick. Good corner kick, but nobody there for Birmingham as it goes out of bounds. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. So Louisville defensively able to keep this game knotted up at 1. Could be a very interesting finish for both of these teams. A hard-fought match early in the season, the second weekend of the USL season. Tosh trots it up the field, at least right up toward midfield.
Yeah. Birmingham, again, they're staying compact now, which is a good thing, especially late in this game. Players like Serrano are not able to get on the ball in between the lines, which is where he loves to live. He loves to catch that ball in the half term and then turn and run at you with pace and then find a run of Goodrum or create a chance for himself. So credit to Birmingham for keeping that middle of the field compact and blocking off the passing lanes that can lead to a pass that could really go between the lines and give Serrano and Louisville an opportunity to get at Birmingham.
At this point of the match last week, against Loudoun United for Coach Tommy Sohn's squad. They were down 3-1, and so far, at least a much better result at this point of the second half against Louisville. Louisville tries to move it ahead and beat the Birmingham defense down the field, but they can't do so as it goes out of bounds. Legion hits the road next week for the first time in 2025 as they visit Detroit City FC on Saturday, March 22nd at 4 p.m. Watch on My 68 in Birmingham or on ESPN Plus, and follow along at BHM Legion on X for live match updates. Louisville able to take it away as that's last touched out of bounds by Birmingham. Looked as if Hernandez Foster the last to touch it for Birmingham. So now the team in white and green trying to push it back up the field, and we got a foul go on Louisville. So both teams held off the board so far in this second half, but keep in mind that both teams did not score until the back third of the first half. Louisville at the 30th minute, and then Birmingham right before the two teams got into the locker room.
Oh, he slips. There's an opportunity for Birmingham.
A one-on-one opportunity is nice job by Loss to be able to keep this game tied with the save.
Yeah, Damian Loss does his job there. Ball comes straight to him. Routine save for a goalkeeper, but again, that's another opportunity for Birmingham off a mistake from Louisville to get forward and put a goal in the back of the net, and they don't take it. So again, we talked about ruining the missed chances. Adams slips and Tabor Taka gets forward and gets his ball, gets a good contact on the ball, but it's just straight to Damian Lawson. So he's got to make sure he puts that ball in the corner to force a really good save from Loss to keep him out.
So Louisville City with control. They try and push it to maybe retake the lead. Loose ball run in the middle. Birmingham able to get it out of there, at least momentarily. And we'll have a whistle and a trip up as you have one of Louisville and one for Birmingham that hit the turf. And looks as if they'll call the foul on Louisville.
I don't call Louisville City games all the time, but that may be one of the nicest things I've ever seen Philip Goodrum ever do.
Goodrum whistled for the foul. And there you see the tangled legs that time. Goodrum and Hernandez Foster as a free kick coming up for Matt Van Okel. Still plenty of the second half to go. As one of these two teams trying to will their way into the lead. Pass kept into play. Deep inside the box toward Damas as that goes out of bounds, and a 50-50 ball last touched by Louisville.
Opportunity for Kobe Hernandez Foster to whip in a good cross here from a corner, from another Chick-fil-A corner kick for Legion FC. Again, we'll look at this situation here. If the ball's on the camera's on the ball, it's 2v1. You can't see. There's only one defender out there for Louisville. So in a lot of times this situation, what teams will do is they'll play the short game because they expect the 2v1 to be better than the one defender.
Here's the kick toward the goal, headed and over the net that time. Hernandez Foster on the Chick-fil-A corner kick. And Birmingham, a decent look that time, just couldn't finish things off.
Looks like Dawson McCartney got on the end of it. It goes off the top of the woodwork and out harmlessly. But again, another chance for Birmingham to put pressure on the Louisville City goal.
So Damian Loss kicks it up the field. The wind at his back as Torres tries to, and Pierce does keep it in bounds. So no, they say does get last touched out of bounds. However, most that they will say that it just goes out of bounds right before Ray Serrano could keep it in bounds. And we'll have a substitution set to check in.
And it looks like that's the last action for Serrano. Louisville is bringing on Sam Gleedle, another player who can really get at you and do a good job of creating danger and set pieces and free kicks for Louisville. So, you know, fresh legs this late in the game are always an advantage for the new player. So we'll see how he's able to impact the game for Louisville City.
Loose ball goes toward Hernandez Foster. As Birmingham and Louisville look to get into the lead in the late minutes of the second half. So we're still tied up at 1 apiece as we're coming into the back end of today's Sunday afternoon match. Fans head to the Legion FC X page at BHM Legion immediately following the final whistle to vote on who you thought earned man of the match honors tonight. So a hard-fought contest, a positive outcome right now for Birmingham so far, but still have plenty of the match to go. And not sure, Morgan, if we had another yellow card that came out potentially. In fact, it was a miscue on the Louisville bench, so another Rubio Law Firm yellow card in today's match. Now Birmingham tries to poke it ahead. As Loss able to get the bouncing ball. A hard-fought contest today as Louisville took the first lead in the 30th minute, thanks to an open field goal from Manny Perez, and then on the free kick for Birmingham in stoppage time, late in the first half, an assist from Roman Torres on a Ronaldo Damas goal. Birmingham has it. So you have Turnbull and company spread the field. Damas has been the man as far as who Birmingham trying to get involved so far, and have been, for the most part, successfully today. Manny Perez tries to at least create some tempo as Birmingham gets back in defensive transition. McFadden across our way. There's a battle for the ball right in the middle of the field. Birmingham at least able to get it across midfield. Coming up on the 83rd minute, still anyone's game, as neither team has scored so far in this second half.
It's great defending from Turnbull there.
Both goalkeepers as well. Matt Van Oekel for Birmingham and Louisville's Damian Loss have come through when their team has needed it, when the opposing offenses have been pressuring to try and take that all-elusive lead so far. Louisville has it. Tosh approaches midfield. Now possession and certainly opportunities in converting on those crucial this late in the match for both teams. Birmingham and Louisville, for that matter, they've had their opportunities to try and take a 1 or even potentially a 2-goal lead and just haven't quite done so. Now Louisville gets it into potential scoring position. Play continues as Birmingham solid D that time as they're able to get it out of the Louisville scoring area.
Yeah, there's about 10 minutes left in this game, and if I'm Legion FC looking to make an additional sub, they still have Luca Dorado on the bench. I could see him coming on for maybe for Tabor Taka, and then maybe changing the formation a little bit, go with a 4-4-2 with a diamond, keep that center of the field compact, but allow Damas and Dorado to play up front together as a front two, and maybe you can get Dorado to get a flick on for Ronaldo, but we'll see what happens. You know, if Tommy Sohn decides to make that change, but certainly under a lot of pressure here lately from Louisville.
Manny Perez bangs it off a Birmingham defender out of bounds. Tosh, a quick throw in. Now Louisville playing a nice little give and go top. Nice of this just outside the scoring box as that gets deflected out of there and out of bounds off of Birmingham.
Listen, I don't think that ball was deflected. I think that hit Ethan Coase right in the mommy-daddy button. He is not feeling good right now. I feel bad for the kid. Nobody likes to see that. Goodrum, again, maybe the second nicest thing I've ever seen him do. Go check on another man.
That might be a bit more than deflected this time. And ooh, ouch.
Yeah, that stings.
That'll hurt for a little bit. Now hopefully he's okay. So they're getting a good long look at him.
Ethan Coase is only 24 years old, so plenty of time for him to recover.
Hey, as we've mentioned quite a few times, you have to be tough in this game to be out there with all the physical play so far today. Loose ball as Wilson tries to catch up to it and goes out of bounds off of Louisville. The final few minutes of regulation. Legion FC is back at Protective Stadium on April the 13th to host El Paso Locomotive FC at 4 p.m. The game will be seen nationally on the CBS Sports Network, so get your tickets to the match today at bhmlegion.com/tickets to help us pack Protective. Free kick by Van Oekel. Louisville FC takes it away. They're trying to create an open goal opportunity. Nice ball maneuvering. Good pass toward the middle as Birmingham does get back defensively to at least clear it away out of bounds.
Listen, we've talked about Legion FC not taking their chances. That's a great one from Louisville City. Multiple mistakes from Birmingham in defense there. Had players diving in, and you had a ton of steam headed downhill towards the Birmingham goal, and you don't get an opportunity to put the game away, or you don't take the opportunity to put the game away. You earn a corner out of it, but still, chance in the moment cleared by Birmingham.
Sam Gleadle had an opportunity to give his team the lead. Not a bad corner kick opportunity, but Birmingham able to survive that corner kick chance from Carlos Mogel Jr. So good effort so far by both of these teams, as the defenses have been able to keep this match deadlocked at one apiece. Matt Van Oekel waits for the rest of his teammates to at least position themselves up the field. Ball drifts toward at least the sideline and gets headed out of bounds by Louisville. Almost to the 88th minute of the match. Might also see a little bit of stoppage time. Had a couple of minutes of stoppage time in the first half that proved very critical so far for Birmingham, allowing them to score so far their only goal of this match. In fact, this match might have to be decided in stoppage time the way it's been going. Louisville City trying to once again move it up the field as Wilson gets around a couple of defenders. Birmingham able to get back defensively and put a little pressure on the ball.
Tabor Ataka's caught very far inside. Damas is chasing over for that ball, but Tabor Ataka's the right winger for Legion FC. Now he's the point man, so got to make sure you get your shape right here if you're Birmingham. You cannot go and get tired and make lazy decisions at this point in the game.
About a couple more minutes in regulation as Manny Perez goes against two defenders. Pretty good pass, but nice effort again by Matt Van Oekel as he's come up clutch here in the second half defensively on multiple opportunities.
He certainly has, and you talked about earlier making a vote for man of the match. I think Matt Van Oekel would probably get mine. He's made multiple saves against Louisville so far today that have kept Birmingham in this game and kept the game close. So he would certainly get my vote. If I was voting for Louisville, probably going to pick Manny Perez. He is the goal scorer, but I mean, if you could see him right now and what I could see from the press box, he is all by himself, and there's not a player from Birmingham within 25 yards of him. So if Louisville can switch that field very quickly when they have the opportunity to do now, there he is. Plenty of opportunity for him to continue to impact this game.
Perez kicks it off of Birmingham out of bounds. So a throw in coming up almost to the 90th minute of today's match, the second of the season for both teams. Louisville has swept Birmingham in the regular season in the last 2 years, and they're trying to come up with another W on the road as they won on the road at a solid Charleston Battery squad last week. Birmingham able to clear it out of danger territory. So now they get it across midfield.
Here's the chance for Birmingham. Great defending from Adams from Louisville to get on the end of that, slow Ronaldo down.
Ball stays in bounds as Tabor Itaka tries to pass it right toward the middle. Not a bad pass that time as Birmingham maintains control.
As we come into the 90th minute, we'll have just a few minutes of stoppage time. Again, Birmingham need to go quickly if you're going to get at Louisville. So looks like we are hearing that we're going to have about 2 minutes of stoppage time. Birmingham are going to be making a sub during this stoppage time the next time the ball goes out of play. Again, they've done a good job against Louisville. They need to get the ball wide here and let Turnbull maybe whip a ball in.
So Birmingham still with it.
Good defending from Dia to block that cross.
Tabor Itaka has it. Hernandez Foster surrounded by a couple of Louisville defenders. Hernandez Foster gets it back. Into stoppage time now here in the second half. This appears a foul on Louisville, as Morgan mentioned. A substitution coming in for Birmingham. As Birmingham will send in Luca Dorado. His first opportunity to get in a crucial time in this match in stoppage time.
Yeah, and Dorado's a player who's very thick, beefy. He can get up and win the balls in the air. I've seen him do some of that in preseason. We talked about him going up and winning a ball to knock down for one of his teammates, and right on cue here at the very end of the game, an opportunity for him to do just that.
Right on the outside of a Birmingham Freightliner free kick, as Birmingham at least gets it just outside of the box and across toward at least inside that scoring box territory, goes out of bounds. And so Birmingham a chance once again in this match, Morgan, that they just can't convert on.
Yeah, that's one where it needs somebody to have that killer instinct to just get on the end of it. And in some instances, you just have to want to score, and nobody from Birmingham was inside the six at that moment.
And limited opportunity for both teams to try and come out of here with a win, as Damian Loss gets the bouncing ball. So Louisville escapes trouble.
And we've played through stoppage time now. We're in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Wonder if the referee will let it go for another minute because of the substitution that Birmingham made.
So he'll push it up ahead toward Manny Perez, and Matt Van Oekel comes away with the loose ball.
He had the opportunity to play Dawson McCartney. I know you can't see on screen at home, but Dawson McCartney had broke. Wilson had caught himself forward and wasn't able to find him, pick him out. But now Birmingham on the other side, and there's a foul there from Dorado getting himself involved in the game. Dia lashed out a little bit, swung a leg, but that'll probably be the last thing that happens in the game. You'll see the foul here. There's Dorado. Trying to keep him down, and then Dia trying to kick him. I don't really blame Dia for being frustrated and annoyed about that. This will be a hard-fought point for both teams. I think if I'm Birmingham, I'm probably the happier of the two. I think Louisville City, forced better saves from Matt Van Oekel in Birmingham. We may not be out of the woods here yet.
Still an opportunity for Louisville maybe to pull out a victory here in stoppage time, brought to you by UAB Medicine, as we have the whistle, and I believe we have gotten to the finish line of today's matches. Neither team able to get that decisive goal to come out with a win, but probably as this match may have deserved for both of these teams with how hard they fought today, a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, again, I think Matt Van Oekel probably ended up being the man of the match. He made 2 or 3 saves, particularly against McFadden on headers, where he kept Louisville City out and kept Birmingham in this game. I thought Ronaldo Damas did a good job of winning balls and picking up seconds. Birmingham's midfield certainly did a great job of picking up second balls. And I like the adjustments that Birmingham made from week 1 to week 2. They didn't allow that press that is so killer from Louisville to come into play today. They bypassed it and did a lot of route 1, but we'll go to break and we'll talk about it a little bit more when we come back.
Final tied up at 1 between Birmingham and Louisville. We'll put a wrap on it and take a look at our final totals after this.
That spice is 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Hi, my name is Khadijah, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick of the chicken. It's just the right amount of heat. It gets me excited and definitely wanting more. And then, pro tip, add that cilantro lime sauce. I couldn't get enough of that sauce. It cools it down. If the sandwich is at 100, the cilantro lime takes it to 200. It makes me want to, tell all my friends and family. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Time to hammer down. Season tickets on sale now.
Look at the final totals for today's ball game. Of course, a 1-1 tie with Louisville coming out with a 3-shot edge in total, and then also the same 3-shot on target edge today. And they had about a 55, 45, 54, 46 or so time of possession advantage in the first half and just about maintained that, Morgan, in the second half.
They did, and there was a lot of pressure from Louisville in the second half to try and go and get that go-ahead goal for them to walk away with 3 points. But for credit to Birmingham, they bent, but they didn't break in the end. And so, again, Louisville, still a great point on the road against a team from Birmingham that is still a good team, has a lot of firepower up front, a lot of pace. They dealt with it very well for the most part. Birmingham did get their goal off of a set piece, so Coach Danny Cruz is going to want to talk to his team about defending set pieces and making sure that they stay switched on and not concede those going forward.
And then Louisville with 9 corner kicks to 7 for Birmingham. And both teams about even on offsides and even with 3 yellow cards apiece. A very physical match, but I imagine Birmingham, as you mentioned, Morgan, they got to feel very positive in the big picture about how today went.
I think so. And, they didn't have Fanuel Kavita. They played Ramis Hamuda as a left back instead of center back today.
Their first trip on the road coming up, and they're going to be on the road for a while, Morgan, over the next month and a half or so.
Yeah, going to Detroit, who has got 2 wins already this season, and then going to Pittsburgh. Those are 2 very, very difficult games. Birmingham are going to have to bring their best if they're going to want to walk away 3 points and get their first one of the season in their next couple of USL Championship games.
And tell you what, with all that at least both teams had to deal with as far as the weather yesterday, certainly a job well done by all the folks with the Birmingham Legion here in the Magic City for getting things ready for today, and especially our folks behind the scenes as far as just getting everybody ready, getting our telecast up and running, and a job well done by everybody here in Birmingham, and of course with Louisville as well for a job well done. A hard-fought match today for both Birmingham and Louisville as they end in a 1-1 draw. So Birmingham 0-1-1 on the season, and Louisville 1-0-1 on the season. Goals today for Birmingham on the first of the season by Ronaldo Damas, and Manny Perez, his first of the season for Louisville. So for Morgan Copes and all of our crew here in Birmingham, James Hardy wishing you a good afternoon from Protective Stadium in Birmingham, where once again your final score, Birmingham 1 and Louisville 1.
Of the United Soccer League.